type of qualitative research design. So we have here phenomenological design. So the first type of our qualitative research design is the phenomenological design. It aims to understand a phenomenon or event by describing participants' lived experience about it. So phenomenological is applied to problems that are less researched. Okay, for example, the experience of our brothers and sisters who are from deprived from liberty, or those called as prisoners. So we have a little understanding about their experiences there and their problems there. So there are phenomenon that are hide that are hiding in their situation. And if you do some research about this situation, you need to understand a new phenomenon. In that case, you are applying phenomenological studies. On the other hand, if you want also to do some studies about indigenous people, and this problem is new, and no one has tried to figure out this problem, and you are alone, you are the first ones who wants to discover this phenomenon in this specific indigenous group. So that can be applied in that type of research problem, a phenomenological research design. So in simpler terms, if you want to discover a phenomenon which requires the lived experiences of the people, then that is called a phenomenological research design, a qualitative type. The next one is our ethnographic design. So ethnographic design, this one naman is a detailed study of the culture of a specific community or group. So when you collect data, it needs longer exposure. It needs to have extended data gathering, or you call as immersion. So researchers go to the locality and immerse themselves for close observation. Also, it focuses on describing and interpreting beliefs, conventions, and social dynamics. So, the ethnographic research will try to develop in-depth analytical description of the current systems, the processes, understand the shared beliefs and practices of a particular group or culture. An example is um, the researchers from our National Geographic team. There are a lot of researchers that immerse themselves into different cultures in order to understand our ecosystem, in order to understand the culture behind these different practices. So they do not just go there and gather responses using survey questionnaire. They don't go there for 1 day observation, but they live with the people, they live with the indigenous people, and immerse themselves. They live together for 6 months maybe and understand the thing that is happening. So they will generate complete description of the present phenomena. All right? So that's ethnographic qualitative research design. The next one is our grounded theory. So the grounded theory here aims to develop a theory inductively by systematically analyzing qualitative data. We all know that theory is already a tested hypothesis. when you try to do qualitative research design following grounded theory, you are going to need a lot of analyzing and a lot of data gathering and analysis also of these different data in order for you to create or conceptualize a valid and sound theory about something. And that should be tested for a longer period of time. It's quite challenging to do grounded theory qualitative research design. Now, the next design is called the historical research design. So, historical research design concerns about identification, location, evaluation, and synthesis of data, of course, from the past. So, historical research design describes past events, problems in the past, issues, and facts. So the data that are gathered from written or oral descriptions of past events, artifacts, it will describe what happened in the past, and they will try to recreate the past in order to understand the sequence of events and the things that influences to the present time, and also it will help develop something that is helpful for the future. One example of this, or people have gathered a lot of artifacts in order to understand the phenomenon or the culture or history in Egypt, with the Pyramid of Egypt, with the mummification, and a lot of things in different protected areas. So those are historical research. Researchers will try to understand the things in the past that influences are present and will help us move forward to the future. Another example of our research methodology in qualitative design is the case study. Case studies is a detailed study of specific subject. So it can be a place, an event, or organization. So we can have single case study or multiple case study. So a case study is different from clinical case study. So a case study that is under qualitative type focuses on collecting data, variety of sources and methods, and it will focus on the holistic understanding of the case. So, for example, you want to understand the experience of people living with HIV. So that is a sensitive case. You or sensitive topic. You cannot understand the experience using questionnaires. You have to apply qualitative research design. And these patients are hiding from the community because of the stigma. That is why you will only have limited respondents if this is your research topic. So you only in case study you only need one respondent to complete your research. And because you only need one respondent, you will need to observe, collect data holistically in order to understand the experience of this one patient living with HIV. Okay? That is a single case study. We also have a multiple case study. For example, you want to understand the lived experiences of a hospital pharmacist in the government setting during COVID-19 pandemic. So you will have to invite at least 3 pharmacists employed in that government hospital, and you will evaluate, you will observe, you will ask questions holistically. So if we have 3 people participating, that would be 3 cases. So you call that multiple case study. It is different from what we know in the pharmacy field, the clinical case study, because clinical case study is specific to patient case study, where we study the pathology, the pharmacotherapy, and the progress of the disease and the responses to the treatment. So that's another type of research under quantitative research, the clinical case study. Another type of qualitative research is the action research. So action research, as mentioned, this is a type of research that is or that has an output. So action research seeks to improve practice and study the effects of the action that has been done or performed. So you can make an action plan as your output, or you can do an intervention and you can apply participating action research, where people or your respondents will really perform the action plan that you have created.